Excited na po ba ang lahat? Okay, so allow me to brief you and provide an overview about the salient feature of the interim guidelines. So this is contained in DepEd Memorandum 17, series of 2025. So the first one is on the reduced number of classroom observation from 4 to 1 or 2 full period. So later po, no? Having said that, teachers will be given an option whether they will take 1 or 2 full classroom observations. And the second one is that we remove already the plus factor as part of the key result areas. So in the previous implementation of the plus factor, it is considered as another KRA po, no? Yung dati po nating implementation, which we refer to value-adding contribution or accomplishments, which are not covered by or during regular duties and responsibilities of the teacher. So this would mean that part of the documentation includes coordinatorship, other non-teaching activities, tasks. But with the issuance of rationalizing teacher workload, yan po, no? This plus factor will contradict that policy. So thus, we removed already the plus factor as KRA. However, teachers reported that moreover, no, aside from that it contradicts the policy, we hear the sentiments of our teachers that this plus factor contributes to, the burden and the stress of complying, especially for RPMS rating. So that's why po the technical working group deleted already or removed the plus factor as part of the KRA so that yun po, no, teachers will be focusing now or assessing performance that are focus on teaching. Okay, so the third one is that we, as mentioned by Jose Cabral, no, we remove also the teacher portfolio presentation or the production of the teacher portfolio and reduce yung number of relevant documents for multiple objectives. So as you can see, for teachers using the Proficient tool, from 48 MOVs in the previous implementation, it's now down to at least 7. So later on, we'll discuss what are these 7, how come that we already reduced po from 48 to 7. And then for highly proficient teachers, ayan po, no, the teachers using highly proficient tool, specifically among the ranks of our master teacher, so from 54 to at least 5. So the reason or the rationale behind the reduction of the documents is that the technical working group were able to analyze there are certain MOVs that can be presented as a means of verification that can serve as a cross-cutting, no? Cross-cutting document serving multiple objectives. So you don't need to produce 2 copies, 3 copies for different indicators po or objectives na nire-require po sa atin even for classroom observation or even at the non-classroom observable indicators. Also, no portfolio shall be submitted and collected. So later on, I will discuss specifically what do we mean by that. No? Okay, but initially, Yusek mentioned that teachers should have their own repository, which will be discussed later. Okay, so, and the last one is we were able to strengthen coaching and mentoring. Specifically, in a way, inayos po natin yung schedule for our master teachers so that they can also focus and give time for coaching and mentoring. Okay? Sige po. So that's the salient feature of the interim guidelines for PMES guidelines for teachers. Now, let's go to the purpose. So we discussed the overview, but now why we have these interim PMES guidelines for teachers. So the first one, it lifts the suspension of the implementation of the performance management system for teachers, specifically for school year 2024-2025. And the second one, our goal, and based on the instruction of the secretary is that we need, and also with the directions given to us by Undersecretary Cabral, is to simplify the process and the requirements for our teachers. So in these interim guidelines, especially sa mga nakabasa na po, no, hope that you saw that we were able to simplify the process and the requirements for the performance evaluation of our teachers. And the last one, which is very important, this year, or school year 2024-2025, is the completion of the 37 indicators under the second cycle, or the second cycle, no? So meaning our first cycle following the and completing the 37 started way back 2018-2019 na inulit po natin noong 2019-2020, and then 2020-2021 and school year 2021-2022. So that's the first cycle. The second cycle, which comprises of the 3-year annual performance management evaluation system, started in 2022-2023 and then 2023 to 2024, and this year or this school year concludes po the 3-year annual cycle for its second cycle of the performance management system. So meaning, makukumpleto na po natin yung 37 indicators, which later on, our teachers will need for other HR system or purposes of the performance management system. Okay. Now, let's go to the scope of the guidelines. Definitely, it covers all teachers in public elementary and secondary schools, including teachers in the community learning centers, such as regular teachers, our ALS teachers, madrasa teachers, iPad teachers, special needs education teachers, and special science teacher. So starting 4th quarter of school year, which will commence next week. Tama po ba? Starting Feb 17 until April 15, 2025. Okay, so that's the scope of our interim guidelines.